Alright, so you just started playing Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, and you're just saying to yourself, man, the enemies in this game are so cheap. They hit you when they're not on the screen, they have these kamikaze attacks that do half your health, and you just feel overwhelmed. Well, I'm here to tell you, you can cheese these guys pretty easily, and I'm going to show you how. So the reason I made this video isn't just to say like you only have to play this way to cheese the game, but honestly, there's going to be so many players that don't even know how the game mechanics work, and hopefully this gives you a better understanding and lets you know what you're capable of. So the first thing you're going to master is Izuna Drop. That's the attack where Ryu does an air combo on you and then slams you to the ground. So the reason this attack is important is twofold. The first thing is, it takes you to the sky, and once you're in the air it's much safer to deal with enemies. But the other reason it's so important is that this move is so strong that it pretty much one-shots virtually all the basic enemies in this game. And once they're down, they drop these essences on the floor, and you can chain them by jumping and then charging your attack like that. The next thing you want to do is, there's so many situations in this game where enemies just chase you down from far away like this. They give you so much time to charge your ultimate attack, so just holding Y or triangle depending what you're playing on. And this essentially lets you take out so many enemies right before the action even gets started. And because they drop so much essence, you're actually able to keep chaining more ultimate attacks and just going through waves of enemies like they're nothing. And believe me when I tell you, every single stage has these enemies that just chase you down, and you pretty much just take care of them by doing a fully charged, ultimate attack. And the best part is, once you actually get that ultimate attack off, you kill so many of them that they drop essence like crazy, so you're getting lots of money, but then you can also just start chaining the ultimate attacks to go through waves of enemies like they're nothing. And believe me, this is very important because it gives you tons of breathing room in hectic situations. This strategy even works on so many different bosses. They're not as quick as Ryu, so if you dodge past them and just charge your ultimate attack, you can do tons of damage on them. So up next is the quick charge for the ultimate technique. In my opinion, it is arguably the most important technique in this game, but if you jump and land and hold Y at the same time, you'll instantly collect all the essence like you see on the screen there and go directly into your ultimate technique. And the beauty of this is, if you take out tons of enemies, you can continue to chain that by jumping again and getting another ultimate charge like you see over there. It's kind of cheap, but you know what? They're cheap too, so we kind of got to use it. It's one of the most important techniques, and you got to learn how to do it. So very early in the game, you get access to some of your magic attacks. And yes, they're great offensive tools against, trash mobs like this. But these types of offensive magics also have a very important defensive trait. And where they really shine is against bosses. So you see, the vast majority of bosses in this game have some type of grapple attack. And let me tell you, when you get hit with that, you're eating big damage and you're going to be put in a bad spot. So the reason this magic attack is so important is not only is it an offensive tool, it's also defensive. It makes you completely invincible to your enemy's attacks. So if your boss is trying to grab you or they're trying to get you with a devastating combo, you actually have something to defend against that. And that's actually why I recommend saving the magic healing items like this that you see on the screen right now for bosses, because that's kind of like health in a way, because hey, I have 3 to 5 chances to activate this magic to make sure they can't hit me with a devastating attack. And then the last tip is about 3 attacks that enemies have a hard time dealing with. The first is the wall dive. So it's when you run up a wall, you jump backwards and you press Y like that, or triangle. You go into a strong invincible attack that enemies have a hard time to deal with. And you can just spam this over and over if you're in a tight jam. Or you jump forward and hit them with a flying swallow attack, which is an attack where you go through them like an eagle like that, or a falcon. And the important thing about that attack is it's not only great offensively, but it's also great defensively because it gets you in different parts of the battle zone that you need to. And finally, it's the dismemberment or the obliteration techniques. They're extremely important in this game because, first of all, they're one of the main selling points of the game, so you know they're going to make them powerful, but they're completely invincible. So if you're in a jam and you see like an enemy's missing a limb, you just mash triangle or Y when you're close to them, and you're going to make sure that you go into that animation where you're going to take that enemy out for sure. And that way, not only are you taking them out, but you're completely invincible while they're doing it. Like, you cannot be hurt by the enemy. Further to that, they're going to drop essence, which means you can jump and do the quick charge and just clear out mobs like they're nothing. So it's one of the strongest attacks in the game. All 3 of these are actually extremely important, and they really help you slow things down when stuff gets chaotic. Well, that's the video. I hope it made you a master cheap ninja, because that was the goal. We can't always let the AI get away with everything, you know. Sometimes we gotta fight fire with fire. But play the game how you want to play it. It's such an amazing masterpiece, and I'm so glad so many people get to experience it. Enjoy the game, leave a comment if you like this video, and let's keep talking. Peace out, everybody.